a life that is worthy of emulation. Live a life that can attract somebody. Do you desire to be fruitful? The qualification for fruitfulness is that you must abide in him. It's settled. Settled. When men shall say there's a casting down, you will announce that there is a lifting up. Tell your neighbor, say, when will all this be over? No, I don't want you to pretend. No, we're in the sanctuary. I don't need pretenses. I want you to say something truthful just for a minute. Look, there is something you are going through that you don't want to see anymore. There is something you truly want that thing to end. Come on now, somebody talk to me. There is something you are asking yourself, how will this thing end? There is an old enemy you're battling with. That's old challenge you're battling with. And you're asking yourself, when will this thing end? Oh, come on now. Help me. Talk to your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I want it to end. Is there anybody here that desires it so? Oh, there's something I'm struggling with. I want it to end. There's something I'm fighting with. I want it to end. There's something that I'm battling with. I want it to end. I don't want it anymore. I want it to end. I just want it to end. How is it going to end? When is it coming to an end? When will this mountain be over? When will this trouble be over? When will this challenge leave me alone? Is there anybody like that in this house who is saying, when will it end? I want you to sincerely say in your heart, Father, when will this thing end? I need an end to this trouble. Oh, please pray. Say, I need an end to this trouble. Wait for that trouble to end. And you're asking yourself, when will the end come? When will the end be? When will I truly be happy? There is something in your life that each time you want to smile, if it comes up to your mind, bitterness will set in. Pain will set in. There is something in your life, each time you want to feel excited, each time you want to laugh and rejoice, once it comes to your mind, your countenance will drop. Anybody like that here? Let's be real for once. I want to talk to some real folks in this meeting. I want to talk to some real people. I want to speak to you the word of God. Anytime it comes to your mind, your countenance will drop. Your joy will go down. And you desire for it to end. Anybody like that in this place? There's this word called eschatology. Now, when you look at the theological word, term or terminology called eschatology, it does not talk about anything else. It talks about the end. It talks about the end. Eschatology in Christian or theological terminology talks about the end of life, the end of time. But again, the word eschatology does not only apply to theology nor Christendom. The word eschatology in its wider meaning also talks about the end. So now, everybody want to know, when will the end of this thing be? And how is it going to be? One of the best persons to consult at a time like this is a prophet that has his right standing. Let us very quickly run to the book of Prophet Isaiah. Quickly run to Isaiah chapter 43. One more time before you forget. Turn to somebody, say, I want it to end. There is trouble in my life that I can afford to endure one more year. One more year will be like hell for me. One more year will be like eternity for me. I can't afford another year in this challenge. I want it to end. Help me tell your neighbor, say, I need it to end. Oh, if you can talk, I will do better. Tell your neighbor, say, I need it to end. Are you in Isaiah 43? The book of Isaiah 43, are you there? Somebody read for me verse 14 and then through verse 18. Thus saith the Lord, your Redeemer. Isaiah was writing, but he said, thus saith the Lord. What I am writing now is not thus saith Isaiah. What I am preaching now is not thus saith me. He said, thus saith the Lord. The word thus saith the Lord simply means this is what the Lord said. In further theological interpretation, it means this is how God said it. The way I'm saying it now is how God said it. That is when you see thus saith the Lord. This is how God said it. Anytime you open your Bible and you see thus saith the Lord before anything comes in, whatever comes after, take it seriously. Because the word thus saith the Lord is biblical emphasis. It's an authentic information confirming to you that what you are about to hear is not born of a man's personal inspiration, but it is coming from the very lips of God. Thus saith the Lord. And he wants to tell you the Lord that is talking. He said, your Redeemer. It brings to my mind when my Bible tells me that I should not be afraid, that my Redeemer liveth. Said, thus saith the Lord, your Redeemer. There's a difference between your deliverer and your Redeemer. There's a difference between your Savior and your Redeemer. He is your Redeemer. Let me tell you the difference between your Savior and your Redeemer. Now, I want to talk. Oh, please, come, brother, come. Come, brother, come. Oh, come, man of God, come. Let me show you who is a Redeemer and who is a Savior. Now, for instance, this man is indebted to this man. And this man is holding him captive. Hold him. This man is holding him captive because this man is indebted to him. Yes, Papa. Now, come, gentlemen, come. Two of you come. Oh, bless you. Now wash. This man is under captivity for being indebted to this man. Here comes a savior. Or you hold him, or you drag him out. A savior has saved him from the impending danger that was to befall him. But here the problem. The savior have saved him from the immediate trouble. But tomorrow, this man will come again.
Yes, Papa.
And hold him again. Did you get it? Yes. This man will come again and hold him. Go, the Lord bless you. You can go now. Now, and hold him again. Why? Because he was saved from that trouble at that time. Police arrested you because you stole. Somebody came and bailed you from the police. That person only bailed you from the immediate danger. You will still appear in court. Come on now. And finally go to prison. Maybe where the Savior cannot come to save you again. But this is a Redeemer. Or you see what the Redeemer does. The Redeemer comes. This man is under captivity because he is owing $100. And what will the Redeemer do? The Redeemer will come with $100. See a Redeemer and say to this man, you are holding this man because he's owing you $100. Or you take $100. Now, when he takes $100, by right, he has no right to hold this man again. This man will go. Tomorrow, he will not come back after this man. Because this man has been redeemed. Now hear this. And because this man has been redeemed, that is why the word of our God is that affliction will not come a second time, because I took care of it finally. Oh my, I feel it. God bless you. God bless you. I feel it now. I feel it now. Thus saith your Redeemer. I am not in church as a slave. I have been redeemed. Oh, come on now. I have been redeemed. He paid my debts. He didn't give me momentary save. Neither did he deliver me from impending trouble. He redeemed me. And that redemption is internal. Yes, Papa. You can't hold me captive anymore. That is why the Bible said there is therefore now no condemnation. Can I stay talk here? Oh, come on, somebody talk to me. Can I stay talk here? He said, thus saith the Lord, your Redeemer. I only explained Redeemer. Your Redeemer. Your Redeemer. The Holy One of Israel. Oh, come on. If I go into this one, it will take us the whole day. Let me run. I'm heading somewhere. He said, preach for another day. He said, the Holy One of Israel, for your sake, I have sent to Babylon. For your sake, I have sent. Not send, but sent. That means as at the time of this report, it had passed. I have sent to Babylon. And have brought, not bring, have brought down matata lala petete yalala. He's pushing me now. I have sent to Babylon. Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles and the Chaldeans, whose cry is in the ships. I have. Not that I'm about to, I have sent to Babylon. Why will he send to Babylon? What exactly is going on? What about Babylon? Why is he talking about Babylon? Why is he talking about bringing Babylon down? In the book of prophet Isaiah chapter 43, the Bible is presenting to us a case of the children of Israel being in captivity in the hand of the Babylonians. It was in the hand of the Babylonians that they were captives, and they stayed there for 70 years. I don't know for how many years your family have been in trouble. For 70 years, the children of Israel were under captivity in the hand of the Babylonians. It was a tough one. That kind of servitude is something nobody wants to get involved. Because when they were there, captivated by the people of Babylon, a lot of things happened. They passed through dangerous humiliation. They passed through dehumanization. They passed through incarceration. It was in Babylon that they made eunuch out of them. Some of their young, handsome men were incarcerated. That was where they made eunuch out of Daniel. And that is why, as strong as Daniel is in God, he could not produce any child. It was in Babylon that they incarcerated him. It was in Babylon that they incarcerated the rest of them. In the captivity of Babylon was not a good experience. There is somebody in this meeting that has been incarcerated, and you are asking, when will my freedom come? Oh, I want to get deeper before I get hotter. It's coming all over me, but I would like to get deeper. It was in Babylon that the children of Israel, when they were in captivity in the land of Babylon, they were told, after the Babylonians took them away from Jerusalem and brought them into Babylon, had them under captivity, and the children of Israel cried, we shall never forget Jerusalem. Instead of me to forget Jerusalem, let my tongue cleave to my mouth. It was in Babylon that they made that pronouncement. It was in Babylon that the people of the Babylonians gathered the children of Israel and said, you can in this place sing your lost song. And the children of Israel said, no, we shall not sing the lost song in a strange land. It was in Babylon. It was in Babylon that the matter became critical. Their women were raped. They will rape their women and tie their legs from close to their knees. The Bible said blood will be gushing out and flowing out from the legs of these women who have been raped and molested. This was what the children of Israel were going through in the hand of the Babylonians. This was what they were going through. As at the time Prophet Isaiah was writing to them, Prophet Isaiah said, I know you've been through all of these, but God have delivered you. There is somebody in this meeting. I need you to know that you don't have to be in jail to be in prison. Can I explain? Can I explain? Now listen. There are people who are not in jail, but they are in prison. They are in the prison of their mind. Because of the things that you have been through. Because of the things that you have gone through. Anytime it comes to your mind, old memory keep you in prison. Old memory keep you in a dark. Old memory make your life bitter and sorrowful. Oh, can I be free and talk in this place? Now hear me. And what I'm actually talking about is verse 18. I'm laying the foundation to talk about verse 18 of that passage of the scripture, Isaiah 43 verse 18. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. And it says, remember ye not the former things. Do not remember the former things. Neither consider the things of old. Do not remember the former things. When you remember the former things, you can go nowhere. When you remember the former things, you may not be in jail, but you are in prison. Because the former things will keep you in the prison of life. Somebody is a grandmother, but what happened when you were 15 years is still after you. Come on now. Somebody is sitting down in church, but what happened 20 years ago is still keeping you in prison. You are still pondering over the things that you lost 10 years ago. And that is the reason what took place in your life when you were 10 is affecting you in your 20s. The things that happen in your 20s will not allow you rest in your 30s. The experiences of your 30s will not let you be in your 40s. Experiences of 40s is affecting your 50s. Experiences of 50s is challenging your 60s. And he said to them, remember not the former things. And let me say this to you. He told them not to remember, but he didn't tell them to forget. I told you one day in this place that there is a preaching that many preachers preach, but I found that not right because it is deceitful. Brother, asking me to forget is like asking me to do something that is seemingly impossible. If I forget it, something is wrong with me. Now, to forget and to remember are not the same thing, and I will explain. I will explain. To forget and to remember are two different things. He said, remember not the former things. But he did not tell you to forget the former things. To forget is that it does not exist in you anymore. Some people claim self-righteousness. And they tell you, no, I have forgotten about it. They have forgotten about it, but something will happen tomorrow. Have you come again? This is what you did in 2006. I thought you said you have forgotten. Then what is going on? You did not forget. The Bible did not say forget the former things. The Bible says remember not the former things. Now, what does the Bible mean by remember not the former things? Anytime it comes to your mind, don't rehearse it. Don't rehearse it. Don't ponder on it. Because when you remember it, it's when it comes to your mind, you begin to rehearse it. You begin to ponder on it. You are remembering it. But anytime it comes to your mind, shun it out. Because when you remember it, you will go back to prison. When you remember it, it will take you back to the place of pain. When you remember it, it will take you back to the place of sorrow. You don't have to remember the former things. And that is why another word that was used to bring it home says, "Nor consider." The word consider is when you begin to ponder on it, when you begin to digest it in your heart. He said, don't consider the things of old. So that is, don't remember. Remember ye not the former things. Why do you want me to forget the former things? Former things represent old enemies. When old enemies show up in your life, some of them are enemies that started with you from when you were born. Challenges that are repeating every time. I can afford to deal with new devils, but what about old devil? That anytime you want to raise your head, it will show up. You say, this problem again. There are some of you in this meeting, you can identify one old devil. you know that this devil, for some of us, it didn't start with us. It was the devil that stopped your grandfather, stopped your father. The same devil is stopping you. Anytime you want to rise, it will show up. It's an old challenge. Somebody want to know, when will this thing end? When will this thing come to an end? It's an old problem. This is old challenge. Even God doesn't like old challenge. God himself doesn't like old challenge. He doesn't like ancient trouble. God himself, he hates it. Let me push it a little because of my time. You know, I took my time as a theologian. I want to find out, why is it that there are too many people who fought against the people of Israel, but God hates the Amalekites so badly? The hatred of God to the Amalekites began to make me ask question. God, why do you hate Amalekites like this? I discovered that Amalekites were old problem. There is somebody here. Every old problem that has been happening in your life repeatedly, I stand under the unction of the Holy Ghost as I come sent by God, who is able to do all things. I pray in this meeting that on this mountain, God will put a permanent end to that trouble. This sermon is not for the prophetic word I just released. This sermon is not for the prophetic word I just released. This amen is not for the prophetic word I just released. If it is for the prophetic word, I will know it by the sound. I will know it by the sound of your voice. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider ye the things of old. Then if you go to the next verse, he said, behold, I will do a new thing. But before I do a new thing, do me a favor. For you to embrace the new thing that is coming, you don't have to remember the former things. Because until you decide not to remember the former things, you may not give way for the new one. It is when you decide not to remember the former that the new can take place. I said something to you. I said God himself doesn't like old enemies. Just like you fear old enemies, God himself don't want old enemies. And I will show it to you. I told you that as a theologian, I took my time to ask myself, why does God hate the Amalekites so badly? Somebody, you need to hear this one. Why does he hate the Amalekites so badly? Somebody under the influence of my voice, you need to hear me at this time. Why does he hate them so much? They were not the only people that fought the people of Israel. The Jebusites fought the Israelites. The Hittites fought the Israelites. The Canaanites fought the Israelites. The Moabites fought the Israelites. There were many nations, Ai and what have you. The people of Jericho, there were many nations that fought the Israelites, but God doesn't hate them as much as he hates the Amalekites. I began to ask myself, why does God hate the Amalekites so badly? The Amalekites, the number one hatred that God has for them is that the Amalekites will not fight the army of Israel. Will not fight them in their place of strength. There is something about fighting war. It is against the law, if you are fighting any nation, for you not to face their army and you go to fight them in their places of weakness. The Amalekites will always fight the children of Israel, not in their places of strength, but in their places of weakness. The Amalekites will go after women. They will go after children. They will not fight the men. They will not fight the soldiers. They will fight the children of Israel where they are weakest. Every enemy that will fight you at your weak point is an enemy that has come to destroy. They will not show up when you are fasting and praying. When you are strong in faith, that trouble will not come. They will come when you are weak. They will come the night you didn't pray to sleep. That is when they will come to press you at the middle of the night. Any day you did not pray enough, they will come to you in the areas where you are weak. They won't fight you in your areas of strength. They will fight you in your areas of weakness, and God hates it. God hates anybody who will attack you where you are weak. God don't tolerate it. God don't allow it. Oh, come on now. Can I talk to you? Now, the Amalekites will always attack the children of Israel in their areas of weakness, and God hates it. And God began to hate them. Anybody in this place whose family has been attacked in your areas of weakness, after this meeting, God will deliver you. It was the people of Amalek that the rabbis talked about during the time of the Torah that brought about the Topher. It was the Amalekites that the rabbis said that before every Passover, 4 days before the Passover, it became like a tradition in the land that people will pick up paper and they will write Amalek, and then they will throw it away, showing putting an end to the Amalekites. There is somebody in this place. There are times when you do things that people don't understand. There may be pictures in your house. You just leave the picture and you tear the picture. You break the picture and say, I don't want to see this picture anymore. The reason is that anytime I set my eyes on this picture, it reminds me something that I don't want to remember. Come on now, come on now. Is it true? There are some persons in this house, you may have taken your cloth and you bring it out and set it on fire. You burn the cloth. You say, I don't want to see this cloth. Anytime I set my eyes on this cloth, it reminds me something that I don't want to remember. I want to put an end to an old enemy. I want to take it out of my life. I don't want it to be part of me anymore. There's an old enemy I need to end. It was the Amalekites that showed up during the time of Moses. It was the Amalekites that showed up. When the Amalekites were fighting the Israelites, it was the same Amalekites that Moses will raise his hands. And as long as the hands of Moses was up, Israel will be defeating the Amalekites. But when his hands come down, Amalekites will begin to prevail against Israel. It was the nation of Amalek. It was the same nation. It was this nation. The war will not end. There is something significant that happened. Moses raised his hands and Israel began to fight them and began to win the battle. But they fought and fought and fought because this wicked enemy will not rest. There are enemies you have fought and you have fought and you have fought. But there is something I want to show you here. They fought the battle and fought the battle. It got to a time that Moses was tired. Moses was tired because the fight will not end. Moses was tired because the battle will not end. I came to talk to a believer who will say, man of God, I am tired. I have fought, I have fought, I have fought, I have fought, and now I am tired. I need some help in this place. I need some help right about now. I can't take it anymore. Can I say this to you? The battle went on. The Amalekites won't cease fighting till Moses became tired. How many of us are tired in this place? Be sincere. You're saying, man of God, I am tired of fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. I need help now. Thank God for Aaron and Hur, who came to help lift his hands. When Aaron and Hur came, to help lift the hand of Moses, I was glad and I began to rejoice. I say, oh God, thank you. But do you know what happened? That day, my Bible recorded that Israel defeated Amalek. And what you need is not to defeat your enemy. You don't need to defeat the enemy. For the enemy you defeat today, you will fight tomorrow. You need to destroy your enemy. Because when your enemy is destroyed, you won't fight him tomorrow. Oh, somebody didn't hear this one. I'm talking to a believer and you're not getting what I'm saying. You don't need to defeat the enemy. If you defeat the enemy today, you have the enemy to fight tomorrow. It was the same nation of Amalek. The Amalekites showed up in the time of Saul, and God gave Saul commandment. God said, destroy them. He said, destroy both male, female, children, destroy all their animals, every living thing. God said to Saul, kill all of them. And Saul did not kill all of them, but Saul killed most of them. You don't need to kill most of them. You need to kill all of them. That is why you should not leave this house. As I'm about to conclude, we will kill all of them. Joshua was in the front of the battle when Moses' hands was lifted up. Joshua only succeeded in defeating them, but Joshua did not destroy them. Generations to come, they showed up again. In the time of Saul, God said, destroy them. God said to him, destroy all of them. Saul destroyed some of them. He killed some of them, but he did not kill all of them. After Saul, the next king was David. In the time of David, the same Amalekites showed up again. How did they show up? It was Amalekites that invaded Ziklag. And the Bible said, because of the dangerous nature of the people of Amalek, they did not attack Ziklag when David and his men were there. They waited till David and his men had gone. And they came to carry women and children. The Bible said they carried women and children and they burnt down the city. They burnt down Ziklag. But they will attack you when you are weak. They will attack you when you are not at home. David was not there. The mighty men of David were not there. And these Amalekites, they came in, invaded Ziklag and burnt down the city. Carried all the women and carried all the children captive. These guys are mean. There is trouble in your family that is mean. They burned down the city of Ziklag and they set the city on fire. I don't know who came to your family at the lowest point of your family. I don't know who came to your family when nobody can fight anymore. I don't know who came to your family and they made everybody cry. I come in the name of the Lord. After this meeting, they shall be destroyed. After this meeting, they shall be destroyed. Holla, destroy them! Holla, 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 say destroy them! I came for their destruction in this service. I came for their destruction in this meeting. But I bear the mark of God upon me. But I carry the oil of God over my head. Oh, no enemy shall stop me. Oh, no enemy will hinder my generation. Oh, no enemy will wave after now. Ladies and gentlemen, God hates old enemies. Every old enemy in your life, God hates that enemy. I make bold to tell you, they will not escape. Oh, yeah, hear this. When God commanded Saul to destroy them, Saul didn't know how much God hated them. Saul killed some of them and left their king alive, King Agag. When Saul left him alive, he provoked God. God turned around and said to Saul, for allowing these people to live, I have rejected you. I say, wow, God. I was reading my Bible. God did not only say to him, I have rejected you. God said, not you, nor your sons will sit on the throne again. I remove kingship from your lineage. I say, see you. What exactly is going on? As though that was not enough, God arranged for the destruction of all the sons of Saul. Both good and bad one. Including Jonathan that was good. Including Jonathan that was nice. It was Jonathan that went to David and said to David, my father wants to kill you, but he will not succeed in killing you. I am supposed to be the next king. After my father, it is me, Jonathan, that should be a king. But I know it is not the will of God. It is the will of God that you will be the king. Me, Jonathan, I will be your second in command. How many persons can talk like that? How many persons can talk like that? Jonathan said, you will be the king. I will be your second in command. As nice as Jonathan was, God didn't let him live. He was among the sons of Saul that died with him. God killed them. The only person from the lineage of Saul that was alive was Mephibosheth. And he was alive as a cripple. And the Bible told us that the nurse that wanted to make him escape fell. And he slipped off her hands. Then he fell and broke his legs and became lame. Now, what does that mean? He became disqualified from entering the throne. Because no crippled man can step in on the throne of Israel. He became disqualified for life. Oh, come on now. Oh yeah, hold on. That's a preach for another day. That's a preach for another day. Can I say this to you? When Saul did not destroy them, God destroyed Saul. That is how much God hates the enemy. Hey! Help me tell your neighbor, say God hates your enemies. I don't think anybody have preached this to you before. But I'll preach it. I'll preach it. If you give me some time, I'll preach it. God hates your enemies. He doesn't want them to live. He said to Saul, I have rejected you. He did not only reject Saul, he rejected everything that has to do with Saul. And he decided to remove them from the face of the earth. Why? Saul refused to kill the Amalekites. And when Saul refused to kill the Amalekites, the next king became King David. And in the time of King David, the Amalekites showed up again. And they invaded Ziklag. And they did a lot of things. And it was because of the people of the Amalekites that King David said to God, oh God, should I pursue? It was for the Amalekites that David cried out to God. He said, God, should I pursue? But before he said that, he said, bring me the effort of God. Call me ABIA, the high priest. I need to do. Oh, come on, something is coming on me. I need to do some consultation. Oh, that thing is coming all over me. But I feel like preaching right about here. I feel the oil right about now. He said, call me ABIA. Oh, bring me the effort of God. I need to make an inquiry. I need to find out something from God. But there's a preach coming on. And David said, Lord, should I pursue? Will I overtake? And the Lord said to him, pursue, overtake. David killed the Amalekites. He killed them and killed them and killed them. And killed them and killed them and killed them. And when I came to the conclusion of the Bible said, and David defeated the Amalekites. I said, no, I don't need defeat. I don't want to defeat the enemy. I want to destroy the enemy. And I began to read my Bible. And the Bible told me that 300 of the Amalekites escaped from David. I said, there is trouble. When the Bible said 300 of them escaped, I said, trouble has come again. Because the enemy that escaped today will show up tomorrow. If you don't understand me, I will stop. If you are not hearing what I'm saying, I will stop. The Bible said 300 of them escaped from David. David defeated them, but 300 of them escaped. And when 300 of the Amalekites escaped, I know there is still danger. I know there is still trouble. And they scattered all over the world. And generations to come, out of the sons of the Amalek came a man called Haman. And what did he do? He wrote that all the Jews be destroyed. He did not say all the Jews be defeated. He said all the Jews be destroyed. Because an enemy you don't destroy will turn around to destroy you. God don't want to have anything to do with old enemies. God knows what they can do to destinies. God knows what they can do to people's future. They will destroy just not today, they will face tomorrow. That is why an old enemy goes after future. Any enemy that goes after children is an enemy that is targeting the future. Any enemy that goes after women is an enemy that is targeting the future. An enemy that allowed your elder sister get married, enjoyed marriage for 6 months and she died, is an enemy that doesn't want the peace of the family. Somebody say, help me. You are not interested. You are not interested. If you're interested, you will talk to me. If you're interested, you will know that an old enemy is dealing with your life and is dealing with your family. I'm going to travel from here. I'm going to travel from here. I will first of all stop over at Isochi where her sister is married. I will talk and I will leave Isochi. I will follow you to Isunjaba. An old enemy. An old enemy. Whenever I see an old enemy, I know that God hates them and I hate them too. Egyptians that you see today, you shall see them again no more. No more. You know what that means? The Egyptians that you see today, I will not defeat them. If I defeat them, you will see them again tomorrow. But the Egyptians that you see today, you shall see them again no more. I began to ask, what does that mean? Until God gathered them inside the Red Sea and swallowed all of them, both them and the animals, both the horses and their riders, both the soldiers and their weapons. Every one of them floated in the Red Sea and no one escaped. So the Egyptians that you see today, you shall see them again no more. Why? Somebody said, destroy. Destroy. God did not defeat them, he destroyed them. They escaped. 300 of them escaped from David. I say, oh, my hero, you missed it. Joshua defeated them, it did not end. Saul defeated them, it did not end. Moses defeated them, it did not end. The enemy your father failed to destroy is the enemy you are facing today. If you fail to destroy that enemy, I'm sorry, you may be living it for the next generation. I am in this meeting today that enemy will not escape. No matter how difficult your case is, that enemy will not escape. So that you won't leave it for the next generation. Is there any particular enemy? At the point of rejoicing in your family, that enemy will show up. After this meeting, that enemy you saw before, you shall see the enemy again no more. I pray a prayer for you. That prayer is dangerous, but receive it. Do you know that if you read the Bible very carefully, you will be afraid of God the more? Do you know that God doesn't like anybody that attack you where you are weak? I'm talking of God, though. You know, I read the book of Deuteronomy. I saw something I never knew is in the Bible. I read the book of Deuteronomy. There is something I saw in Deuteronomy. The Bible said if a man and a woman is fighting, and the woman hits the man upon his private part, God said the woman should be put to death. That is what God said. That the punishment that will be meted out to that woman is put to her to death. God doesn't want anybody that will attack you where you are weak. That is why he hated the people of Amalek so badly that the word that God used was kill every one of them. Don't let anybody escape. He said kill both children. God that doesn't joke with children say kill children. God that doesn't joke with women say kill women. I began to ask, why will God talk like this? Because inside of every child of Amalek is the blood of the Amalek. If that child grew up into a man, he will do what others are doing. God said remove them from the face of the earth. It is an old trouble that will make it that people get married when they should enjoy their marriage. The person will die. It has happened before.
Yes, sir.
It has happened again.
Yes, sir.
By next week, you people will be burying your sister.
It's true, sir.
She died not because she was sick. She died because she got married. There is an old problem in the family. But now, what am I going to say? I put a permanent end to it. After this time, there will be no repeat of such things.
Amen.
From today, nobody will die the same way.
Amen.
Not again.
Amen.
Not again.
Amen.
Not again.
Amen.
I speak as an oracle of God. I put a permanent end to it.
Amen.
From now, from generation to generation, it will not be part of your history again.
Amen.
In the name of God the Father.
Amen.
In the name of God the Son.
Amen.
In the name of God the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Oga,
Sir.
I said I will go to Isunjaba.
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you know Isunjaba?
Yes, sir. My place.
It's your place.
Yes, sir.
I said from here. Your brother. Okay. From here, I will go to Isunjaba. I will release the word of prophecy in the compound. And the voice of the wicked that has been shouting over the years will cease from now.
Amen.
You said he's your brother. What does the name Mberi mean to you?
The name Mberi means that other village will not eat us. Let me put it in that way.
Okay, to you,
Yeah.
who is Mberi?
My late grandfather, our grandfather.
Mberi is not your grandfather, it's your great grandfather.
Yeah, great grandfather. Yeah.
Give him the mic. Bom Talknado.
Talknado.
Now hold on. There is an ancient trouble in your family that you cannot deal with, you cannot handle. Your father couldn't handle it. The past generations could not handle it. In this house today, I put a permanent end to it.
Amen.
From today, Mberi's family, you people are delivered from the satanic hood.
Amen.
I pronounce a word of deliverance over your head and the entire family.
Amen.
You are free from now. In the name of God the Father. In the name of God the Son. In the name of God the Holy Spirit. God bless you. Congratulations. You're going back to see something different. I'm holding your hand, and I heard the voice shouting very loudly, Geoffrey,
Amen.
are you Geoffrey?
I'm Geoffrey.
God bless you. I'm the man they call Talknado. I'm the one you came to see. Listen. I don't know about you, but I can't afford to carry this trouble home. Do you still want to carry it home? You don't want to carry it home anymore. You don't want to carry it home anymore. Tell me I don't want to carry this trouble home. Talk to me. Tell me I don't want to carry this trouble home. You don't want to carry it home anymore. Somebody talk to me. I don't want to carry it home anymore. I've been through the same thing for a long time. I've been through the same struggle for a long time. I don't want to take it home anymore. Why will you have accident and the leg refuse to heal? Upon every treatment. Will the leg remain bent like this? The answer is no. There's a God that can put it right. If you stop me, I will leave you. Don't mind what I do now. If you shout, I will stop. Or you match it on the ground. Raise it up. Put it on the ground. Raise it up. Put it on the ground. Oh yeah. Do like it.
Wind it on. Hallowed be your name.
Ask him what his problem is.
So when I get accident, I have spinal cord problems, sir.
Spinal cord problem.
This is when I get accidents.
This young man have been dragging with our people here since morning. Oya, come. We are the people that heal spinal cord problem. Oh wait, I will holler till the devil gets mad. Oya, come straight, come. He said to Ezekiel, can these bones live again? And Ezekiel said, oh Lord, thou alone knowest. And he said to him, why you not they call my name?
Mighty
And
God.
he said to him, prophesy. And the Bible said as Ezekiel began to prophesy, the bones began to join. The Bible said something that I like. The Bible said there was noise. Bones began to join. Or your spinal cord join. Come together now. Somebody holla Talknado. Why are you talking small? Holla Talknado. Oh yeah, young man, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Jesus. Hey! The grace of God is all over this hall. Young man, you cannot feel any pain again. Not single one. Listen. Oh yeah, bend. Bend the other side. Bend the other side. Oh yeah, do like this. Place your right hand on your head. Leave it. Place your right hand on your head. Look, just be looking at me. Place your right hand on your head and just be looking at me. Just be looking at me. Just be looking at me. Oh, yeah, go and sit down. You are good. Go. Do you believe that this world is controlled by power? You believe that this world is controlled by power?
Yes, sir.
Because of the world in which we live, they make us to be very skeptical about saying some things. But the truth of the matter is that until we say them, we may not have them. There are some things we must say. This place we live, nothing happens for nothing. It is the spiritual that controls the physical. The man you are standing before him, I am not an ordinary man. I came on a special assignment. I carry the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. I know that it is the spiritual that controls the physical. You have a lot upstairs. You are endowed with visions and dreams. Your aspirations are very high. But your life got to a point. Something happened. I will tell you one spiritual story that took place in your life. You're already crying. I don't want you to cry so I can talk to you. You know the case you had that led to your losing your major job was linked up to a particular person.
Yes, sir.
And that person in this nation is not an ordinary person.
Yes, sir.
Name withheld. But I know the person. I know the name. It has to do with the person's account.
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
When that case came up, it dabbled into some things. Spirituality set in. After that case, any step you make that will launch you back to the kind or better job, for no reason, it will scatter. If I leave you for the rest of your life, that is how it will be. That is for you to know that this world is not ordinary. Many people you meet on the road, walking on the street, many people you meet doing things. Every man you see on top, something is holding him up there. No great man becomes great without a backing. I cannot be standing here if there is no spiritual backing. Because anytime they call your name and call your name, and the spirits know you and men know you, the next thing is they will try you. Then for you to keep standing, there is a force holding you. Hear what I'm going to do for you now. I feel your pain. You don't know the source of your problem, but I know the source of your problem. This is the reason you don't call me on the phone and get me. You hardly get me answer your call. You are a son I love, but your case is so deep. You don't know it. You don't know the reason. This is the major case you've been facing since then. Open me your two hands. I'm going to do something for you now that money cannot do. I'm going to do something for you now that your mother who is standing here cannot do. Your father cannot do. I don't care the church where you worship. There are few men of God on planet Earth that can go into spiritualities like this. And that was what I said to men of God yesterday. I said all of us are called, but every man should be himself. You will do your own and I will do my own. It is for special assignments like this that he brought us on board. Now, I remove your name from that list. They have done it to many young men and succeeded. I remove your name from that list. From today, when they open their list to look at the men and destinies they are using to be where they are, they won't see you. I change it with Talknado. Let them face me and say battle. Go free. Any step you make from now will yield the results. Don't forget today. Go. Young man, do you teach?
Yes, sir.
You're a teacher.
Yes, sir.
Before you people ended the last term, something happened to you.
Exactly, sir.
You were supposed to be the one to coordinate them that day at the assembly.
Exactly, yes.
And you came to school very early.
Yes, sir.
You lifted the bell. As you lifted the bell, something turned your eye and you fell down.
Jesus Christ. Yes. That's what happened.
You stood up from there, looked around to see if anybody saw you. And it was to you like nobody saw you. And you continued.
Yes, sir.
That falling you failed that day is an indication that you will not resume with them next Monday. Whoever brought you here today, go and thank that person. Come and stand here. Nobody should stand behind him. Every 2 years, one teacher dies in that school. And the school is growing, is big. By their routine, you are supposed to be the next to help them kick off the next academic section so that many new intakes will come. But something will happen now. Before the resumption of the school, the wife of the owner of the school, who was the person that brought this, she will be the one to die in the place of you. Turn around, turn. Turn again. Face me. Oh yeah, go. Go, go.
Oye na bobo mambo bando aka Jehovah dirisivo.
I've given you trial 2 times in the recent time. You may not know what I have done. I was trying you to know how serious you are with destiny. I was trying you to know how serious you are with destiny. Your heart told you that. I will not call you till I'm about to board the plane. I know that from the place where you live to the airport, most times, if there is hold up, it will take you more than an hour because of the road they are walking on to get to the airport. And it takes about 50 minutes to 45 minutes from Owerri to Lagos. But I will board the plane. Inside the plane, I will call you and say, boy, meet me at the airport. I've done that to you 2 times in less than a month. And I will call you and I will say to you, when I call you on the phone, I will say to you, boy, I will not wait for you 1 minute. That is usually my word. I will say to you, I will not wait for you 1 minute. Before I arrive the airport, make sure you are there. One of them, you did something. While I was inside the plane and called you, you told me you were already at the airport. Then I said to you, wait. Then I wanted to discourage you to know whether you will go. I told you, I said, son, I'm just boarding, oh. So that you will think in your heart that it will take a long time for me to come, and then you will step out. But each time, as I'm coming out, even before those who came to pick me, you will be there, standing. I have done that to you 2 times. In less than 2 weeks. I did it in less than 2 weeks. Yes, sir. I first started with asking you to come to where I was lodging, and I asked you, come there. You came. 2 times I told you, meet me at the airport. And you will tell me you want to go with me. I say, no, go. Whenever I want to do something, I want to know whom I'm dealing with. I want to be sure you are my own. In the book of Genesis chapter 14 verse 14, the Bible said Abraham armed his trained servants who were born in his own house. I don't arm an enemy. I don't arm an enemy. Somebody asked me, one of the people living in my house asked me, Daddy, why is it that anywhere you go, there are people to take care of you? I said, because I have scattered my sons everywhere. I have scattered my daughters everywhere. It is difficult for me to get to any land and be stranded. I know my own and I arm them. I give them arms so that in the day of trouble, they will do the fighting. That was what David did, and the mighty men of David said to David, David, go and rest. You will no longer go to battle. We shall go to the battle, get the victory and bring it for you. We shall get victory and we will bring the victory to you at home, but stay at home. And what do? I am in the business of making men. That is why I am always not interested in collecting money from people. Why? I take my time to build men because when I build you, I eat you better. But when I begin to collect now, I will be collecting small because you don't even have enough. And if you look at me very well, they can't hem Tom heavy. Oh, Tom heavy. So what do? I build men and then they bring it heavy. But I build men. I've given you trial. I won't tell you. It's remaining one more. But you won't know where that one is coming from. And you won't know how it's going to come from. But for these 2 times you have proven a point. Come to me now. Take one thing. As you leave this town tomorrow and you get into Lagos, you are not shaking my hand just as an ordinary spiritual father. You're shaking my hand now as the one carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. Go. Young man, you come and you go.
Yes, sir.
You are always not steady.
Yes.
But there is something happening in your family. As I speak to this young man now, if similar things are happening in your own family, it will end. In this present generation, every male child that is born into that family will either die in the womb or die few days after delivery.
Yes, sir. That is it.
But now, if the same thing is happening in your family, happening in your compound, in some compounds, they don't give birth to male children at all. In some compounds, they don't give birth to children at all. Whichever way the case of your family is, in the next 20 minutes, I trace it to the root. I put a permanent end to it.
Amen.
Go. The evil that stopped the other generation will no more exist in your family. Do you know, have you heard of Indonesia before? Eh? Who is in Indonesia that you know? If the doors of your family open today, will you be happy? If favor come from there, will you be happy? Open your hand like this. Open your mouth. Say, thank you, Jesus. Stand up. Shame won't cover you, young man. Not now that you have seen me. Shame will not cover you. You are getting confused. You don't know what to do anymore.
Yes.
Calm down. Calm down. It's okay. Calm down. You don't know what to do anymore. What is happening around you now is confusing.
Yes, sir.
You don't know whether to go left or to go right.
Yes, sir.
You can't do what you came back to do.
Yes, sir.
To a great point, you are even regretting coming to Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why did I leave Malaysia to come back home? All the money I thought I had in the bank, all of them, I can't.
Yes, sir.
see. I am frustrated. I can't bury my father.
Yes, sir.
But I came to Nigeria to bury my father. The man you are looking at, I'm the one carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. Meet me here with one hanky
Yes, sir.
on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
I will speak to the young man that you transacted the business with.
Yes, sir.
I'm the man they call Talknado.
Yes, sir.
You can say anything, you can't say there is no power. Upon this house, the Lord will wipe away your tears.
Amen.
Upon this altar, the Lord will wipe away your tears.
Amen.
Upon this altar, He will give you solution.
Amen.
You've seen me.
No, sir.
Relax.
Yes, sir.
Don't cry.
Amen.
Solution is coming.
Yes, sir.
Who are you to Him? He's your brother. Have you been here before? You've been coming here? Oh yeah, don't worry. So you know Talknado. Very well. This is interesting. On Thursday, meet me with one hanky. The story will change. Eh? Don't worry. Then you will know that there is something called double entertainment. God bless you. There is something I want to do for you now. There is a strange leakage in your womb. It affected you when you delivered your first child. Stand up. Oh yeah, come and touch here. Touch with one hand. Why is it that from time to time, every time, sickness? Come here. Go and sit down. Leave her alone. I know you've been blessed. The word of God came just to bless you. Meet me at the dwelling place of the God of Talknado. Kilometer 72 above PORTHARCOURT Express Road, ABIA State, Nigeria. You can't afford to fail. Remember, Thursday, the time is 8 a.m. God is waiting for you. Meet me at PORTHARCOURT on Friday, 5 p.m. at the dwelling place of the God of Talknado. The address is showing right now. 5 p.m. on Friday. Don't forget. I'll be there and God will touch you. Next Sunday, we're having super prophetic service at the dwelling place of the God of Talknado. 72 above PORTHARCOURT Express Road. I'm coming with the word of God. I'm coming with fire and thunder in my mouth. Meet me and your life won't be the same again. Remain on top. God bless you.